This is an industrial evaporative cooler. This is what we use in our factory for cooling. And basically, the concept is you've got a very big fan that pulls air through evaporative material. So this gets water pumped up through it and constantly dripping down it. So you have a big surface area that the water can evaporate on. Now, this gives quite a significant cooling effect until the humidity gets to quite a high level. So it's a great solution if you're in quite a dry area like we are here in Pretoria in South Africa. So, overview of the system, basically, you've got little dust filters before the evaporative cooling part that gets pulled through, and then it goes through a big fan which typically swivels and can be set on a timer. The very important thing when looking at this sort of cooling setup, however, is to look at the actual water you use. In our case, we've got a 400 GPD system supplying this big unit with RO water, and the reason for that is simple. Typically, you'd have quite high maintenance on these evaporative panels because as the water evaporates, it leaves behind limescale and salt. So you actually get like a white stainy buildup, and the efficiency of the unit starts going down, 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 and then you need to actually replace these panels. If you use something like RO, in our case, this unit we have has got a level float inside, so it's just connected directly to the RO system we use here for testing. And you basically have very little maintenance on this because it's only really a bit of dust that gets trapped in the unit. So in our case, we need to clean out these dust filters every now and then. You do still get a little bit of dust going through the tank, so you would need to clean out the tank once every while, but it's probably sort of once in 6 months. And the only other regular maintenance, other than actually changing the filters in the filter system, is these water tanks is basically a big body of water that's open to air, and you constantly have the fan going over it, so it will get biological contamination. It's like basically like having a dam outside. So once a week, we use a small aquatab, which is basically a broad spectrum chlorine, just to sterilize the water in the tank. Because we've noticed after about 2 weeks' time, you start to get, if you don't use this, you start to get a sort of a damp smell in the factory, and that's from that biological buildup. Because in effect, you're taking that water with the biological buildup and putting it in the air through the evaporator. And yeah, that's basically a evaporative cooling setup.